how do children sign up? How do parents sign up for the programs?
Each state is different. In New Jersey, there's an organization called Perform Care. So you would call Perform Care, and they would ask you a couple questions, and then they would have somebody review what your situation is, and then see what type of services you need. Sometimes it's counseling, sometimes it's mentoring. They deal with all services for children's and families.
Okay, so you started that, and you started at one point.
You started at one point.
So you're a mother, and you don't you want your son most likely to get some sort of male interaction.
Yes.
And then you call Perform
Care.
Okay, Perform Care. Okay. And then they study your case, and then and then they assign you to someone.
Yes, exactly. So then that person comes out and does an initial visit.
Okay.
Interviews the parent. There's some paperwork that needs to be done, and then there's a time period that you're going to work with that child.
How long is that time period?
It varies. Usually about 3 months, but if that therapist thinks that the child could benefit or needs more time, it could always be extended.
Extended, right?
Yeah.
I I went fishing with my kids one day, and there was a guy there. He was fishing with his daughter, and I don't know how it came up in conversation. He told me that he had mentored a child, a boy, in the past, and the reason that he had done it was before he thought that he should try it before having a child himself. Which I thought, this is probably not a terrible idea. If you're married, you're thinking about having children.
Definitely.
But this might be good training.
Yes.
Again, it's another win-win situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You benefit from the experience of dealing with the child, and the child benefits from. And in fact, he was telling me that I forget how many. It was years. It was several years that he mentored this boy, and until the boy went off to college, I think. Yeah,
that's great. And you also have the situation with stepfathers, with fathers that come into relationship with mothers that have children already.
Right.
And you're not that father's child, but you're gonna need to be.
Yeah.
Or at least know how to do. It's basically the mentor role.
Right.
How to be there for that child, and how to encourage that child, and how to support that child. So it's important that you do some research when you go into a relationship with a lady that has children.
I mean, interesting here is if more men thought about doing this research before having children of their own, I tell you, immediately the world will be a better place.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
You're killing a couple birds there with one stone.
Absolutely. You're immediately, right off the bat, a better father. And you will have spent several months, a year, 2 years, helping somebody who didn't have a father.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Now, a question on numbers, maybe not statistics, but in your, as you've seen it, what are the percentages of single men who volunteer and maybe fathers that volunteer?
I really don't know too much, but from what I see a little bit of both. Okay. I see single men because it's a job that is flexible.
Okay.
So you have a lot of young men that are, guys in college and young adults that like that flexibility, that they can make their own hours.
Right.
And then you have some, like myself, I'm a father, and I have a full-time job, but I have these hours here that I have available to help a child, and I want to dedicate it to that. So it's good for me too.
So so you're saying, I mean, it could be anybody. It's anybody. It's both.
Yes.
It's not a specific type of person, a specific type of man, whether single or whether already has children. It's just whoever cares. They care. They go in and volunteer.
Absolutely, male, female, young and old.
Are you ever in a situation when you have to teach them how to maybe shave? Or it's really very basic stuff that we take for granted.
Absolutely. Some of these young folks don't have that experience at home, or parents to be able to come and say, "Hey, I'm going to show you how to shave." You're on your own.
Right.
Actually last week I had a young man, and he was in the bathroom. He said, "Oh man, I got this. My mom don't got money for a haircut." I've never shaved before. I said, come on, let's go to the store.
Yeah.
So I said, instead of showing him, I'm going to shave. I needed to shave.
Yeah.
So I said, we went in the bathroom, and I shaved myself, and then he shaved himself. And I said, yeah, see, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Once you try once or twice,
Right.
you'll get this.
Right.
And that's key when it comes to mentoring.
Right.
You need to model positive
Right.
and model what you want to see.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you it's hard to do something negative and then tell the child, hey, do it the right way.
There's this story about the shaving that you tell is actually very interesting for me because, one day my oldest son comes out of the bathroom and his face is all cut up, and I'm like, and he was afraid of what I was going to say. I had no idea what had happened, and I found out that he, after seeing me shaving, had decided to take a razor and do the same thing. And so here he is, 4 or 5 years old, and at that age he already understands, well, because he cut himself,
Yes.
that you don't do it sideways, right? But you do it from top to bottom. But that's the sort of thing that happens when you have a father at home.
Yes.
And when you tell the story about the kid that didn't know how to shave, the first thing I thought was, wow, that's insane. Everybody knows how to shave. But it's not true.
No.
You have to cut yourself, after seeing your father do it,
Yes.
to later understand, oh, I see. I've seen him go up and down. I
Yes.
cut myself this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to start going up and down.
And some that don't have fathers home, they see it in commercial. It's the
Right.
Gillette, it's the Gillette commercial. Like, I think I could do that.
Yeah,
But
right.
it's you need to physically do it and,
Right.
and maybe have somebody instruct you on how to do certain things.
Yeah.
And some are shaving, some are brushing teeth, some are
Yeah.
bathing.
I have this picture in my mind of what the situation looks like. Here you are the mentor, right? You volunteered, you've been assigned to a kid, and now you're going to play, basketball with them. And that's sort of like, that's it. That's as far as I go with this. I mean, is that sometimes that way where you...
Yeah, well, sometimes it's that easy. It sometimes is dependent on that child's situation. Let's say he's failing in school. We're not going to go play basketball. I know we might,
Yeah.
but let's do this first.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And it kind of also builds you up. I got young children. It builds you up for those teenage years because a lot of these teenagers are having sex, are using drugs, are trying to get over on you. They think they know more than you.
Okay.
We all been young, so I know that from me being young, but dealing with a child. Now that I'm an adult,
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the court now.
Right.
So now it's being able to say, and giving them an attitude like, I've been around the block.
Right.
Tell me what you want, but I know what's best for you.
Right.
And I'm going to support you no matter what.
No matter what, right?